Hey guys, welcome to the very first annual 8-Train 4014 Productions Q&A video. I'm Andrew Mangalindan, the owner and founder of 8-Train 4014 Productions. On my left is Aaron Gonzales, the event coordinator, and we got our special guest Ben, also known as Twiggy BNSF, on YouTube. So go ahead and subscribe to these guys. I will put their YouTube channels and their subscriptions right down below. So guys, we are here to do the Q&A videos. Are we ready to answer some questions?
Let's get on with it.
Yeah. Alright, so our producers have been so friendly to us, and they have presentedly put your guys' questions in here. Now, before we get into the questions, we want to first and foremost thank you to all of you that submitted questions, and we can't wait to answer them here and now. And I know it's been a long time that we've been meaning to do this. So many schedule conflicts, right guys?
Oh yeah.
Alright. Now Ben, since you are a guest, we would like for you to pick out the first question. So all of the questions are here. We have not seen this, so this will be the very first time that we see these. And we're going to just dump the questions in the box. And Ben, you're going to go ahead and pick the very first one.
Alright, this is just at random?
Yep, just go ahead and pick at random.
Alright. Mentra MP36407. What are the main things in your life that inspired your love of trains?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I think I actually have a good one for that.
Alright.
For me, I'd say probably, well, living next to the railroad for however long, I guess.
Yeah, I'd probably say that it's like the same for me. I kind of grew up watching trains when I was a little kid. And, you know, I think just this is kind of like a way to just like show where I came from and all that stuff. So I think that's a really good question, and I can't wait to do this for another maybe a few more years down the road. We'll kind of see how life takes me and stuff like that. And what about you, Ben?
I think it's just because it's just the fascinating about how America was built and the amazing equipment that we all love and know, and mostly that for everybody, that if it wasn't for fancy railroads and the locomotives that helped build America from like in the 80s and 90s that had lived out into the 21st century, I mean, the hobby would not have continued to build on.
Well said, well said. Alright, Aaron, why don't you go ahead and pick the next question.
Let's do this. Alright, we got a Metra and Amtrak fan, and he's got multiple questions.
Ooh.
So we'll go in order.
Okay, so let's go in order here, so that way we are organized.
So his first question is, have you ever been to the Amtrak Michigan line?
I have not.
I haven't either, though I want to at some point.
And what about you, Ben?
I've honestly never heard of the Amtrak line, or the Michigan line.
Okay, okay. Well, that's something we'll definitely have to put on our travel list, for sure.
Oh yes.
Okay, Aaron, what's the next question that he has?
So this next question is, what's your favorite BNSF locomotive? Well, it's changed. I would say the Golden Swoosh, though. Yeah, probably the.
Oh yeah, that's the name of your YouTube channel, right?
Yes, since that's the name of my YouTube channel.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think it's like I've always been a fan of the war bonnets. So any
those
kind
are
of
nice.
Yeah, any war bonnets or blue bonnets that I see out there, anything Santa Fe related. It was my favorite railroad, one of my favorite railroads, I should say, as a young kid growing up.
Oh yeah.
And so I would probably say that's my favorite BNSF locomotive. What about you, Ben?
My favorite ones are Burlington Northern engines, because when I was young, I actually vaguely remember when I was 3 there was still BNSD 40s that are still kicking around.
Oh yeah.
But also a second personal favorite is the SD60Ms that were flying around. I have not seen the 2-window cabs, which are extremely rare right now, but one day we'll probably catch one of those.
Yeah, definitely. And look at his hat, guys. He has a Burlington Northern hat, so this just goes to show what kind of a Burlington Northern fan he is.
And we have some Burlington Northern engines here too.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And this is Ben's layout. He is so kindly enough to let us film here, and we appreciate you taking us the time to have us film the Q&A video here.
Absolutely.
All right, Aaron, what's the next question?
So next is, what is your favorite UP locomotive? Ooh, that's actually a pretty good question.
Yeah, that is a good question, because it could be anything right now, because it could be either steam or diesel locomotive.
Oh yeah. Well, if I had to pick, I'd probably say UP 3300, the United Way engine.
Okay.
So I kind of that one was kind of a little special when on one of my first trips to Rochelle as a young kid. That was like one of the first engines I saw there.
I think for me, like my favorite Union Pacific locomotive, I think my favorite diesels are it's either going to have to be between the the SD40Ns that we see today, or it's probably going to have to be, oh, I don't know. I've always been a fan of like the SD70Ms, the SD70 ACEs, but if you're but those are like diesels. If you're talking steam locomotives, obviously I've been a really big fan of the Union Pacific big boy locomotives, and I'm sure at some point we will all bring up the big boy 4014 at some point.
I'm pretty sure we will.
Hopefully, we'll see.
We'll see.
My personal favorite that probably nobody ever would thought of is the 9043 Max, because I remember watching him grow up, and I remember even seeing him hauling heavy coal trains these days.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
And my best memory of an SD90 Mac is when I caught 4 of them in Wheaton pulling a train.
Ooh.
Which I doubt that I would ever see again.
Depending on the year, I might have been Rochelle for that. Okay.
All right, Aaron. What's the next question?
So next is, what is your favorite Amtrak locomotive?
Oh,
Now remember, there's been many different types.
Yeah, there are many types.
Because there can be the electric and the diesels.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what's your favorite, Aaron?
So I'd probably say, well, for diesels, it would probably be the F40PH.
Okay. F40PH.
Although it's a close tie between the F40 and the SDP40F, but I would say the F40.
All right. I think for me, I've always loved the P40s and the P42s, especially when they got introduced. But I've always loved also the P32 BWHs, also known as the Dash 8s. So I've always loved seeing those, no matter especially if it's on like long distance trains. I know that's happened before, and unfortunately I never got the opportunity to see one. But P42s and the P40s when they were first introduced, and the P32 BWHs are my favorite.
My personal favorite Amtrak diesel or electric is some people really don't think about it anymore, is the Bombarder turbo train, which nobody really remembers those that much, because they built them in the 70s. They lasted until the 1990s. I also I have a faint memory of the E60s, the big 6-axle electric high-speed engines, the AEM7, and the 40PH and the P42 and the AMD 103s. Those are the ones that I vaguely remember the most.
Okay.
Yeah,
How many questions are left?
there's 2 more.
Okay, there's 2 more? Okay,
Well,
let's keep this ball rolling.
So what is your favorite metro locomotive? I
Okay.
think we all have the same answer for that.
We should all say it at once. Ready?
No, please do not.
Don't.
Okay.
Let's not. Okay, what's your favorite locomotive, Aaron?
F40C.
F40C? Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing too.
F40C.
Oh yeah, so we should have said it at the same time.
That's why I said that.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. So F40C is the answer, guys.
Yeah. So next is, if you had any place to railfan in the country, where would you railfan at?
Ooh.
That's actually a tough one, because a couple of spots I've already knocked off on my list.
Okay.
A good example is Altoona. But that one, well, I don't know for the list. But if I actually had to pick, oh man, that's actually pretty difficult. One that's on my current bucket list would be probably Toronto, because of all the Via and Go Transit trains.
Okay.
I do want to catch the Canadian at some point.
All right.
But if you mean in the United States, I want to try Kansas City Union Station.
Okay.
Or just Kansas City in general.
Okay. Why Kansas City? Is it just?
Well, it's you got all the tracks go, like they crisscross on top of each other.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And also I want to check out the yards that are nearby, so I can find more stuff.
All right, sounds good. I think for me, I know Horseshoe Curve's on that list, and I know Aaron has been there. At Horseshoe Curve's one, I would also say Strasburg Railroad is also one. I did go there. I did go to Strasburg Railroad as a young kid, but as young kids, we just never had the opportunity, or even in fact, like appreciate what was around. So I think that's one of the reasons why I want to go back to Strasburg Railroad, is because of that reason. So it could be this year, it could be down the road, but you may never know. We'll see if we can make the trip out to Strasburg this year.
Yeah, if I wanted to go railfan in a really good place, I mean, one of them I already marked off my list was Deschler, and I wanted to maybe go to Horseshoe Curve one of these days. And some people would not think about it. I would want to go to Donner Pass.
Donner Pass.
Or Cajon Pass. That's some really good places that I really want to go to.
Okay.
And the final question to this guy would be, what is your favorite Amtrak route?
Okay, what's your favorite Amtrak route?
I'd probably say the route for the California Zephyr, due to all it has like a lot of scenic areas.
Okay. Well, I beg to differ because I like the Empire Builders.
Oh yes, that's a good one. Now that has some scenic route.
Yeah.
That has some scenery.
Yeah, I live. The tracks that the Empire Builders use actually are not too close from where I live, so it's also another reason why I love the Amtrak Empire Builders. And plus, believe it or not, I've actually caught most of my Amtrak Heritage units on that specific train, like 184. In fact, even the 42. So I think I can probably say that's probably the reason why the Empire Builders are my favorite.
My favorite Amtrak route is the water level route because it's actually very scenic on the Hudson River. A lot of things. That's actually where the turbos ran, and where the FL9s, which people would vaguely remember at that time. It's also because of the New York Central when they ran out there back in the day.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Now I have actually filmed along the Hudson River back last year, so maybe go check those out on my channel.
Definitely.
So what's the next question, Andrew?
Well, I have it right here, and the question is from Ty Hick, and we will go in order as we did before. And first and foremost, before we get to the questions, or keep going along, if we mispronounce your names, we apologize in advance.
Oh yeah.
So, Ty Hick says, can you catch more of the door closing announcements on Metro trains?
We could try.
Yeah, I say so. But it's not really a focus for us, but if the opportunity presents itself, we will do it.
That is a very interesting question. I've heard it so many times, and in my opinion, like, I've been riding Metro long enough to know that every single announcement when they close the door is different.
It is different,
Yes.
yeah, and that's what makes them somewhat unique. So that's why we try to make the opportunity to try to film it when the doors are closing, but it's not manually a priority. So.
Yeah.
So the next question is, can you railfan Homewood, Blue Island, Vermont Street, and Arlington Heights during the rush hour?
Let's see, Arlington Heights, I do want to try that for rush hour at one point.
And Ben lives in Arlington Heights, so there's a possibility we may, collaborate a video with that.
Yeah.
It would have to be on a weekday.
Yeah, it'd have to be on a weekday.
Yeah.
And what about in
But
Homewood?
Homewood, I've been wanting to try.
Yeah.
I've had other
Homewood,
friends-
definitely. That'd be something that we could organize.
Yeah,
to.
Ben has done Homewood before, and I've actually been to Homewood before, but just never got the
Same.
opportunity to.
Yeah, I've driven through it, but haven't.
Yeah,
actually
just
tried.
never got the opportunity to stop for a day out trackside there and just watch trains for a day.
And then Blue Island, that's different.
Yeah, Blue Island, we were actually
There for the Joliet Rocket.
yeah, we were only there for the Joliet Rocket in 2018, so last year.
Last year.
Yeah, so we'll kind of see how our schedules go, and we'll maybe see if we can squeeze in Blue Island. And so that's the second question we completed, right?
Yes.
All right. The final question he asked: Where are you guys going to Railfan next?
That is actually a good question.
Well, at the time of this recording, I just came from Rochelle. The next place I'm going to be filming at is in Lake Villa on the Sea and Waukesha subdivision. So that's where I'll be going next. I don't know. What about you, Ben?
It depends. I mean, it really depends on how schedule works because of work.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, same with my work schedule.
Yeah.
Although, I may chase the West Chicago local once again if I am able to catch it after work,
Yeah.
or if not, we'll see what happens in the month of September.
All right.
No plans.
All right. That takes care of question number 3. So, Ben,
Then it's your turn.
it is your turn.
All right. Next question. It's CS Atches. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Atches 500. First question: are you going to Railfan in Chicago, Illinois, for a day?
One of these days, I probably will do that.
I will know for sure that we will be filmed in Chicago because there are some spots that I do want to check out.
Oh yes.
Is it Rosemont?
That's how it says.
Or sorry, I'm thinking of something else. Canal Street was the one. I know
Street.
that.
Canal Street's
Canal
Street
Street's
is
one.
good.
Is it
That's
Roosevelt?
Roosevelt, yeah.
Yeah, Roosevelt overlooks.
The Amtrak and Metro.
Yeah, the Amtrak and Metro
Yeah,
side.
we were there when we saw the CTA train.
Yes, we were.
Yeah, I do want to go there, so there will be a possibility maybe down the road that we'll try something like that.
Yeah, I've done Racine Avenue, but that's a great place to go to. Canal Street I recommend, and Roosevelt Road. Like anything like within the city was like really good. I've even been to 16th Street Tower, which is a great place. Also, if you know the right people.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
right.
So, what is the best moment from 2018?
2018. Ooh, that's a good question.
You want to hold that thought while I... Okay, I'll start. So the best moment of 2018 is easily by far when I made the visit out to Minneapolis to see the Milwaukee Road 261 for the Gourmet Express. That was so much fun, and hopefully I'll be able to do it again this year.
I think I'd say the Joliet Rocket, actually.
Oh yeah, for Joliet Rocket for you. Okay, what about you, Ben?
I honestly don't know.
Really?
It's kind of odd.
Odd in what way?
Odd in a way that I don't know what my best moment in
okay.
was.
All right.
Okay, well then, let's go.
What's your favorite diesel locomotive?
Of all time? Okay.
All time.
I think that's what the question's assuming. That's
If it's of all time, I'd probably say the SD40-2.
Yeah. I really don't know for me. I think SD40 is a really good one.
They are.
I also think the I know I may get some hate on this, but I think the ES44 AC diesel locomotives are kind of my favorite, just because not only they're reliable and everything, but I also think that they're some of them are actually really looking good in my opinion. So
yeah, some of the cleaner ones do.
Yeah, the ones that are clean are some of my favorites for sure.
My favorite one is the SD40-2 or any SD40 variant because they have similar bodies. But if I had to pick a second one, it would be the SD9 or the SD7 because they're actually just as reliable as the SD40-2s.
Right.
I mean, there's still some currently in service on BNSF. They're just up in the Pacific Northwest.
That's right. All right, Aaron, it is your turn.
Let's see. All right. Yep, grab two.
Yeah, you grab one.
Yeah. Okay, so Ryan LaFond.
Okay.
So he asked, will you go to any other metro lines like the Rock Island or the Southwest service at some point?
Okay.
That's a good one. Well, we actually have already hit the Rock Island for the Joliet Rocket, but that was only for a portion of the day. That wasn't the whole day.
Yeah, I can agree with this on Aaron that we were there for the Joliet Rocket. Actually, I've been there twice for the Joliet Rocket, but I don't know if there will be a possibility that we'll head out there at some point or for a day, but you may never know. As far as the Southwest service goes, I think
I already did do a video. I already did like a ride video on the Southwest service.
Yeah,
which was not bad.
I may go up to the Southwest service just to see what's out there, but it's probably going to be like a back burner project sort of thing. What about you, Ben?
Maybe the BNSF again, but I filmed that line plenty of times. I want to try maybe one of the Milwaukee lines, maybe. Just to try something new because I was successful on the BNSF and on the Milwaukee lines because you never know what you're going to expect.
Yeah, exactly. And that's our philosophy when it comes to filming trains overall, is always expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected.
Expect the unexpected, yeah. Sorry if I messed that up. Hopefully the editors will get into it.
We'll fix that.
Yeah. Alright, so let's get down. Is it my turn to pick a question?
It's your...
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick. If I can find a piece of paper. Alright, I got one. Small piece of paper. Okay. NBTA Fan 1071 Productions asks, when will you start making The Rush?
This.
Well, Aaron, since you and I are the A-Train 4014 Productions team,
technically we already have 2 Rush Hour videos planned, or at least I have 2 Rush Hour.
Yeah, we got 2 Rush Hour videos planned ahead. We won't reveal what they will be yet.
But all I can say is we'll have them eventually, but we don't know if this will exactly be the start of the...
Yeah.
This might be the start of the series, or this will just be standard.
Yeah, we'll kind of see how things go when we, give it a try out here on Trackside. So, all right. Ben, it is your turn to pick a question.
Alright. Billy Polsman Train Channel. What steam engine would you want to see again?
Okay.
Again, or okay?
Yeah, it says again.
Oh, that's a good question. Out of all the ones I've seen, probably the 765. But probably the 765.
Oh yeah? It really kind of surprises me because we all saw the big boy and I thought that would be your answer. Because that's my answer.
I would actually like to see the big boy.
That is my answer. I want to see the Union Pacific Big Boy 4014 again.
I would say both though.
Yeah, both. That's a good answer.
If for what steam engine, I've not seen it yet, but I would really like to see the 1218 run again. like if Norfolk Southern decides to spend the funds to do it. I mean, they did it with 611. I'm just hoping they do it with 1218 again because it's a fascinating engine.
Okay.
That one's nice.
And second question, what is your favorite place to railfan on the Rock Island District?
Aaron?
Well, we haven't really covered the Rock Island that much, but at least for what we did do, which was for the Jolly Rocket, I would probably say Blue Island, even though that's kind of off the Rock Island.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't think Blue Island's kind of like my favorite place on the Rock Island.
Well,
In
it's
my
nice, but
Yeah, it is nice. But in my opinion, I believe that New Lenox has just something for me.
that was a good
Yeah.
shot.
I shot the 765 there twice, and every time I was there, it turned out beautiful. So for me, it's New Lenox.
My favorite place, if I wanted to go back on Rock Island, would be the Robin Station because I remember the searchlight signals being there, and it's likely by the time that we've he's made this tape, I believe that the searchlights have been replaced at Robin's.
Yeah, they have.
Aaron. All right, Aaron, it's your turn to answer the next. Take control of this question.
Alright, let's see. So, Michael Goodgold.
Okay.
So, he has one question. How many music videos will you create in 2019?
Okay.
That we don't know.
Yeah, because we only did 2 music videos, right?
So far, I think we've done.
Yeah, we did the Rolling Out Again with featuring all the steam locomotives that we've seen over the years, and we also did the Don't Stop by 5 Seconds of Summer. So those are the only 2 music videos I believe that we've done at the moment.
On my end, I've only done 2 so far.
Yeah, but I know for sure that we'll add like one more just because that's how we're going to show you guys a sneak peek of the upcoming The Unseen Trains of 2019 video.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know, Ben. Do you do music videos?
Once in a while I would produce one. Mostly it's at the end of the year videos, but I just want to try to get creative whenever I have the time.
Oh yeah.
All right. So my turn to answer.
Yep.
Okay. You know what? Why don't I get this bag out of the way first?
Let's do that.
Yeah. All right. I grabbed a question. Okay, our friend Ethan Snodgrass asked, "Have you ever went rail fanning in the state of Indiana?"
Ooh. Actually, no, I have not. I've seen trains from like distance, but not really actually stopped to Railfan in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, recently this year we've been able to go out to Chesterton and Hammond, Indiana, and those were both fun. I really can't decide on which one's like my favorite, but I'm gonna have to give a slim to Chesterton just because of how fun it was for me when I went there last time.
I've railfanned in Indiana once. I've been to Pine Junction, and by far, like, it's my favorite spot to go to if I ever want to go out there again because of the majority of trains that I've saw there, and one of those wow factors that I got from going there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Ben, it is your turn to pick the next question.
All right. All right. Next.
Still got plenty of questions in here, just so.
Good.
All right. Sorry if I pronounced this name wrong. Zachary Klager, if I say that right. Are you going to visit the Midwest Railway Preservation Society this year?
I don't know.
Maybe not this year, but maybe in the
not
near,
this year.
maybe sometime down the road we will. I would say it's more. This is more of like a back burner project.
Oh yeah. I would say not immediate.
Yeah.
To be honest, I actually never heard of this place.
Really?
Oh wow.
Okay. I guess you got to do some googling, right?
Yes, we did.
All right, Aaron. It is your turn to pick the next question.
I can get this large question out of the way.
Okay, you're gonna get the large. Oh man. Okay, how many before we get to the questions? How many are there?
9.
9. Okay.
9 questions.
So we're gonna take this nice and easy now. Okay.
Oh, so this is from Metro BNSF Railfan 125.
Okay.
So another one of our friends. I
Okay.
guess. So the first one is, what is your favorite steam locomotive of all time?
Okay, Aaron, I'll let you answer that one while I think.
That's a tie between the Southern Pacific 4449, the ATSF 3751, and probably a Chicago Burlington Quincy 484.
Okay.
I really have no favorite numbers of those. I just know that they look nice.
I can agree with you that 3751 and the 4449 are my favorite locomotives too, but it is kind of a tie for me now that I think about it. It's really hard for me to decide if the Union Pacific Big Boy 4014 is my favorite locomotive or the Southern Pacific Daylight GS4 4449 is my favorite steam locomotive because I love both of those equally. And one thing I do want to cross off my list, on my bucket list I should say, is to see the Southern Pacific 4449.
Same.
Yeah.
Since we both missed the opportunity when
we missed the opportunity when it came.
2009.
Yeah. So I'd say for me it's really kind of hard for me to decide until I actually see the 4449.
Yeah, the 4449 is my favorite steam engine because it's the first ever I've ever even seen under its own power, and I got to go see it. And my second favorite steam engine of all time, and I wish that it was operational, is the 1604 Allegheny at the B&O Museum.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I did hear about that.
And if anybody didn't know, there's only 2 of those giants that are left in existence.
Alright, so the next question is, who is your favorite character from Thomas? Besides, that's not Thomas. Actually, I don't even know how to answer that. It's been so long since I've seen the show.
Yeah, it's all been a long time since all of us, I think, have seen Thomas.
Plus, we've kind of outgrown that phase.
Yeah, we've clearly grown out of that phase, but we try to. Obviously, we do the Day Out with Thomas video. We try to do it every year, just that way we kind of show that where we came from, our roots and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But I think for me, I don't know. I think I would probably say it's either. I've always been a fan of Edward, Gordon, and James. For just some reason, I just find those engines fascinating as a young kid.
But that was nice.
What about you, Ben?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've watched that show because everybody was glued to their television sets when they started watching that show.
Oh, yeah.
But if it wasn't Thomas on the question, I think that it would have to be Henry.
Okay,
that's a good one.
That's a good answer.
And then next question will be, do you hate Chuggington because it's a ripoff? Oh jeez. Honestly, I was kind of I was basically out of that phase when that show came on.
Yeah,
but
we all were.
We already were.
Yeah.
So I really.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you just nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for me, I wouldn't necessarily say I hate it because I just can't. I just don't know how to actually word this one because.
We haven't seen the show.
Yeah, we just haven't seen the show. So
we haven't seen the show, so
I think once we see the show, I think we'll kind of like state our own opinions on it.
Yeah.
But from what we've heard,
although I did see that Japan wrapped a few of their light rail trains into the Chuggington characters.
I did remember seeing
that. Was actually interesting to see on Facebook.
It was interesting, yeah.
But like I don't know.
Okay.
And then, what is your favorite episode from Thomas? And I'm thinking. I still have no comment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah, it's still hard for me.
And if it's an episode, I really don't know because I never pay attention to what episode is what.
I do remember the close shave with shave for Duck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he crashed into a like a barber shop.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, that was one that I still remember. Old Iron is when Old Iron I do remember. That's when I think that's when James became a runaway. And I think also Down a Mine. Actually, Down a Mine, I think, was the very first Thomas the Tank Engine episode that I watched as a young kid. And if you don't remember what that episode was, that was when Thomas was being cheeky, and he ended up trying to, going into a ditch, and Gordon had to pull him out.
Down a Mine.
Yes. Yep. Down a Mine. You got that right.
Okay.
Oh, it's actually been a while. So, but I mean. The original show. I mean, I like almost all the episodes.
The original show was our favorite. We do not like the CGI was not our thing.
I watched like one episode of CGI and I'm like, can this be the original?
Yeah, we love the parts we were when we like the phrase that when they use the model trains.
Yeah, I think when I saw my first episode where they started using the CGI faces, I mean, they're ruining the show.
Yep. Okay. What's the next question?
Do you hate the diesels from Thomas? No.
I don't know honestly because I can't even tell. I don't even remember how many diesels are in the Thomas and Friends series.
I've only like
I only remember Diesel 10 and Diesel like the
Devious Diesel.
Yeah, Devious Diesel. Yes.
And the Thomas and the Magic Railroad movie as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. That was actually.
Other than that, I mean, I really don't hate the diesels.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
They look unique, but it's all British.
Yeah, some of them are unique, but I wouldn't say that
it's all British.
Yeah.
It kind of depends. I mean, it's again, I haven't watched the show for a while, so I wouldn't have any answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
How do you catch the highlight of the day?
Okay.
Luck.
Yeah, it's based. Sometimes it's luck. Not gonna lie. I would probably say that it really comes down to three things. It's either luck or it's the way that crews are to us. Like if they're very friendly, they might do some sort of unique horn show, like shaving a haircut.
Or sometimes I get a heads up from a friend saying, "Hey, this certain train is coming."
Yeah.
So I would spend like a portion of the day out.
Yeah, we do get for a little secret. We actually get some updates.
From friends.
Yeah, from friends that let us know that there are any particular or interesting trains that are coming, and we can decide whether or not that we will go on trackside for it. And that's what the Unseen Trains of 2019 video is for, because we're only there to catch that for that train in particular. So that's why we have that. Yeah. So it really comes down to those two things. I also think the last thing, it really has to come down to like how we shot or filmed the train, I should say.
Oh yeah.
So I think if you take those three categories together, I think that's how highlight of the day works.
Alright, so next question is, will you do a cab car ride video into the city? I've already done a few.
Yeah, Aaron has done a couple. I have not.
I've done a few.
Yeah, and Ben's done a few. I totally forgot about that.
I'm do another one.
It's a possibility. I wouldn't say it's something that we will try to do this year, but maybe next year, possibly.
The reason why I haven't done one for a while is because one time a conductor told me that I was blocking an emergency exit.
That's probably another reason why I won't do it.
Oh yeah. I wasn't.
Yeah. Okay, what's the next question, Aaron?
What's your opinion on the Southwest service line?
Well, I have no opinion because I haven't been there, unfortunately.
Well, I already did a video on it.
Yeah.
And I know this guy has already seen it. But, you know.
I couldn't tell it myself.
Yeah, the only thing I can say is, well, the service is a little bit... In terms of the trains, they're really running at times. And it's limited. But other than that, it seems alright.
Okay.
I mean, you got some unique landmarks along the line, like Guaranteed Rate Field and a couple of the Norfolk Southern yards, and everyone's hiding in there.
Okay.
And then, how do you get your own crew of other Railfans to join together? We just meet up.
Yeah,
we just meet up and
we actually just meet up. And actually, little quick story I like to tell how all three of us met. We met at the same exact place for the same exact reason, and it all leads back to what's on my shirt right now.
Yep.
The Sioux Line 1003. When it came down to Chicago, we were all there. We met for the first time, and all of a sudden we just became best friends.
Yeah.
Because we saw Sioux Line land on Mars.
That's right, and he was and this guy right here was the one that happened to be one of our favorite bloopers of all time.
At least at that year.
And if anybody doesn't remember that, Sioux Line lands on Mars.
That's right. That's right.
Wait! Go run back. Here's the silly one. Hold. Action! Land on Mars. That's too good.
And there's like, and then it says, are you guys gonna come to Riverside and Berlin to Railfan? Maybe this summer.
Well, at the time of this recording, it's in
summer's winding
August.
down.
Yeah, the summer's over, and we kind of already took care of Berlin already. I don't know if we'll do Riverside at some point, but I'm sure we will because Ben has been
There already.
Yeah, he's been there already, and I know he wants to take us out there too.
Yeah, why I would like to go to Riverside is because the building is air conditioning. If it was during the summer, obviously heating in the wintertime. There's bathrooms, drinks, and a very odd part about the place is that there's a very ancient Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy safe inside the station, and built into the station platform on the opposite side is a barbershop.
Yeah, very cool. We have one in Aurora too.
Yeah.
We have a barbershop there too. So, basically, historical standpoint.
All right.
And that's the last question for this one.
Okay, Ben, it is your turn to pick the next question.
Oh
wait, it's my turn. Sorry, yeah, it's my turn. Okay. Good thing you got the big questions out of the way.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so this is just one question. Okay, Train God 1073 asks, have you seen the Norfolk Southern 1073 Penn Central Heritage Unit yet?
Yes.
Unfortunately, I haven't.
No, I did. I've rarely caught a lot of the Norfolk Southern Heritage units. My most recent one was the Erie.
Oh
And you know, I had the, and let me be honest out there right now with all you guys, I have the worst luck with Norfolk Southern Heritage units for some reason. I don't know what it is, I just have the worst luck.
Well, I have seen it twice actually.
Yeah.
Once it was in Montgomery, I was waiting for the AAPRCO special with 156 leading. Oh, I missed both.
Okay.
And then I got it again last year leading an oil train on the Aurora sub. And I got that in Sugar Grove and happened to have a friendly conductor. Was a friend of another one of my buddies, so
Okay.
gave a friendly wave and all that.
Very nice. Alright, Ben, now it's your turn.
Now it's your turn.
Make sure that they don't hide under that flap right there.
It is.
Yeah, I'll make sure to get all those out of there.
Okay. Two Rail Studios asks, what have you been your favorite catches over the years?
Over the years. Ooh, that's a good
Ooh,
question.
favorite catches over the years.
Oh,
Aaron,
my-
I'll have you go first because I have to think about this one.
Alright, well, if I wanted to really go far back, I did uncover a photo from 2005 of a blue bonnet trio. One of them being I think it was like a C30-7 or a variant, or something similar to it. I don't fully remember. It was 2005. They're GP30 and a GP38, all in blue bonnets.
Okay.
4207, I think, 2405, and 2846. I may have to check that photo.
Okay.
So if any of those are still around today, roaming around, whether if it's in Santa Fe colors or repainted, feel free to let us know, and I will go try to catch those again.
Yeah, I think for me, my favorite catches over the years, I think obviously were, well, Ben, I think you and I are going to remember the 765 when it ran with the varsity between Janesville and North Glenview. So that was definitely a favorite of mine. I also, and Aaron, I'm sure you remember this train catch that we caught in LaGrange, the BNSF SD60M leader.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was very surprising to all of us. And the best part, they had a Santa Fe blue bonnet,
Yeah.
just not too far behind it.
Yeah, a different
Yeah.
28.
So that's another favorite of mine.
Which, actually, I did end up catching
Yeah.
that guy again on the West Chicago local.
Yeah.
I just, it was just time.
I also think another favorite catch of mine is also in LaGrange. I think you remember
I
the
know
day.
it. The NS SD70.
Yeah, the Norfolk Southern SD70 leader.
That was good.
And funny enough, before it came through, Amtrak 156 was leading a Amtrak train. So
Yeah.
and to this day, I will say this: it's to this day, so far right now, that day in LaGrange is still the hardest train, it's the hardest one to pick highlight of the day so far in my entire railfanning career.
Yeah,
So
so
another favorite of mine, of course.
And I think obviously, and I'll finish off I'll finish off my part here too. I think we're all going to agree that the Union Pacific Big Boy 4014
Yes.
is my
For
favorite.
this year.
Yeah.
For this year, it would be the Union Pacific.
yeah. So what were you gonna say?
That.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Ben. What do you think?
My favorite catches that I've had over the years, this one goes way back to 2007, is when I caught the Wisconsin Southern E units for the first time, and honestly, I had no idea what they were at the time. All I did was film them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there was a couple VSD40s that I saw. Then there was, I think there was a Milwaukee Road Bandit MP36, MP15 AC that I remember in Bensonville. Very vague memory about it. I remember catching a lot of the Canadian SD40s in Bensonville at the time. And the trio of blue and gold DM&E SD40s. I remember some that I caught on the Toma sub in Wisconsin. And my favorite catch that I've had was my overreaction to the Pennsylvania Heritage unit when I randomly caught it on an oil train unexpectedly. Basically just overjoyed. I could not expect that. But
That would be a favorite of mine for 2017, catching former DME SD40s on the Toyota Grand Western.
You know, I'm pretty sure like we can probably all agree at one point, and Ben, I'm sure you remember this too. It's like one of those things like we're filming a train, and obviously we didn't know what it meant until like a legitimate real fan like came up to us and say, "Hey, you caught this? I'm so jealous." And then that just like means so much to us now.
Oh
yeah,
same.
because after that Pennsylvania Heritage unit, I posted it online. People were hating on me, and I had no idea why. And I'm saying like, "Hey, I was unexpected. You don't have to get angry at me about it."
Right.
Yep, same. Same with a couple other catches I've done.
Okay, Aaron, it is back to you.
Alright, so let's see. Metro Railroad.
Okay.
He said, okay, so he's got 3 questions.
Okay.
So he's like, when did you start liking trains?
Okay.
that would be for me. I'd say probably like 2003, 2004.
Okay.
Because this is actually for a time.
Yeah, definitely. I think since birth I've been in trains. Obviously, we've known that Thomas the Tank Engine is kind of the one that got it,
Kind of the way
how it got started, and then I'm sure you guys remember I Love Toy Trains when you were little too.
That was my childhood.
I grew up with that as well, and that's when I
collected all 13 episodes.
Yeah, that's when I'm sure that's when we all got into that phase, and we kind of like figured out what our favorite steam engines and favorite diesel engines are.
It's a wonderful kind of feeling.
Yeah, you got that right.
And then, what was your first railfanning spot? Oh, for me, that would be either Rochelle, Elburn, or actually like Aurora. When I was like 4 or 5, my parents, we would go out there in the summer to just watch Union Pacific or BNSF trains, and I remember seeing the old SD40s on the BNSF, same with the UP, the 3300. I think a Rio Grande swept through along with Southern Pacifics and the 90X.
It had to be Mount Prospect for me because I remember vaguely about weird stuff that you never see, like BN on the Harvard sub. I even remember this. It was Southern Pacific, Rio Grande, Northwestern. They were all Jeeps, elephant style, flying through Mount Prospect on a weekend. I just barely remember that.
I would say for me, I think actually, you know what? Now that I think about this, it's going to be challenging. I think my favorite places to film trains is Lake Forest, obviously, just because that's not only where I started, but that's also where I was born. I was actually born just down the street from the Lake Forest train station, and so I think that just means a lot to me that I not only started there, that's also my favorite place there too. I also think that one of my favorite other places to go film trains is Rondout. Rondout's another good one. And recently, LaGrange has been, well, not recently, I would say LaGrange has been pretty good to me on the BNSF, so I would probably say those are my favorite places to film trains.
Okay, so the next question was, he only has 3, so that's the last one.
Okay.
What was your personal favorite best catch? I think we can all agree on this one.
We all answer on 3? 1, 2, 3. Big boy. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
All right.
Your turn.
All right. It is my turn. Oh yeah. Let me look away first. Yeah, I gotta get some that are out of the flange.
Oh yeah.
Okay. United Railfan, also
Okay.
a friend of ours.
Yeah.
United Railfan asks if you could spend a day anywhere in America, where would it be?
By the railroad tracks is not a good answer.
Yes.
Of course not. It's a fantastic answer.
Okay.
So, actually, I think he means like an actual railfanning spot.
Yeah.
Spend an entire day.
Yeah, this one's tough.
Probably, I'd still probably say Kansas City since that's on my bucket list.
I would probably still say Strasbourg. So, I think Strasbourg is going to be my answer on this one.
I would say Deschler because you could set up a camper right by the tracks.
Okay.
Except you'll be wakened by trains every few minutes, but who cares?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why we're there.
It's your turn to pick next question.
Okay, Amtrak fan 22-1 says, BNSF patch war bonnet or Norfolk Southern SD40E?
Ooh.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so you want to start that flame war again, don't you?
I suppose. Alright, Aaron, what's your
I would
response?
say the war bonnet, honestly.
Yeah, as
care.
much as I love the Norfolk Southern SD40Es, because I actually caught one
I saw
a while ago.
Times in
Yeah.
Altoona.
And you know, it's going to be very close, but I would probably say the war bonnet wins just because I've always grown up watching the war bonnets go by, so I would.
But don't get me wrong, NS SD40Es are nice because they're rebuilt SD50s.
Yeah, 60s for some of them?
SD60.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, some of them are
All right,
60s.
Ben. What about you?
I would say I would say more of the war bonnets because I've seen some of them. I've even seen -8s that have been not patched yet. I believe that some people were angry at me for a while for
I did
that.
too.
Mm.
I did too, but yeah, that was
The 40Es, I mean, they're okay. I mean, as long as one of them is painted in Conrail, I would like that.
I would like that.
All right.
Those would be 50s though.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to see them.
All right, Aaron, it's your turn to pick the next question. And I'll kind of lean it this way, just that way it doesn't fall in.
Alright, here we go. Andrew Bong.
Okay.
So he has 2 questions.
Okay.
If you guys were going to go to one state or country to Railfan, which one would it be?
Ooh.
Somewhere in Canada.
I don't know.
I'm really thinking Toronto, because I know I want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I will probably say Canada is like one place I would go to. I think also, one state you said?
State or country.
Okay. So, I kind of already mentioned like Pennsylvania, where the Horseshoe Curve and Strasburg Railroad is. I also think that I do want to try out some of the spots in California.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've heard there's some good spots in California. I want to try Washington also.
Yeah, I also think I want to try out like the Grand Canyon Railroad.
Yes.
Yeah, that's also another place I want to try out too.
I would really like to visit either the Durango in Silverton or the Coombrins in Toltec, but if I wanted to go to another country, it'd either be Great Britain or Japan.
Okay.
I was thinking that too.
If it was
Great Britain's a good one.
because Great Britain, they have steam excursions all like 2 or 3 times a month.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this next question is, what has been your favorite memory during basically the time as a crew?
Oh,
Big Boy.
yeah, Big Boy's a good one. And I'm pretty sure I can remember this from you, Aaron. I think it's like the first time we saw the Operation North Pole in 2017.
Yeah, the 2017 Operation North Pole. That was.
Unfortunately, one of our crew members wasn't there with us that day, but
it was still a fun
it was still a really fun day. I also think that
765 was a good one.
yeah, the 76 the Joe 8 rocket last year in 2018 was fun. I also think that you know what? And back to Big Boy. There was only 2 times where, as a production crew, we were able to finally come together. Big Boy was definitely one I'm definitely proud of. But the very first time was actually in front of the Frisco 1630 last year during Memorial Day weekend. So I also oh yeah, we were burning. But I feel like those are some of my favorite memories as a production crew as well. There's only very few left, so we're rolling right along here. Okay, so there are 3 questions here. And this question is from Union Pacific Shoreline Subdivision Railfan.
Okay.
First question he asked, what is your favorite place to railfan?
Jeez. That's a good one.
Do you want me to come back to you? Yeah. Okay, I would probably say my favorites are, I think it has to be like Lake Forest, Rondout, and LaGrange, Ben?
Rondout, definitely. Rochelle, if I have enough time.
Yeah, Rochelle's another good
Rochelle's
one.
a nice one.
Yeah.
Homewood, maybe, but if I wanted to do it locally, I would go to Rondout because it's Milwaukee Road Classic out there. Still, for now.
And Rondout's a very popular spot, so if you haven't gone there, we recommend that you go.
Oh yeah. I would probably say West Chicago or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
West Chicago. Why haven't we mentioned that already?
Yeah, West Chicago.
Yeah, West Chicago is
the
another
UP
good one.
crossing the CN, and you never know what'll show up on the CN.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, as far as with Rochelle, West Chicago is the best place to go if you want to get some diamond action, if you want your ears rattled.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when a train goes over that diamond, especially on the CN, your ears will hurt.
They will.
Alright, so the next question he wants to know, what is your favorite heritage unit of all time?
Oh boy.
Do you want me to come back to you on this one?
I think I got this.
Okay.
Probably the CNW.
Oh, okay.
The Twins?
Either one. Either the 19.
Okay, so Chicago Northwestern. Okay. I say my favorite one has to be the Southern Pacific one, so the Union Pacific 1996. But if you want to know like Amtrak one, my favorite Amtrak one is either the 156 or the 406.
145 for me.
Yeah.
That was my first.
Yeah, and I will also say on the Norfolk Southern, my favorite is, and I'm so mad I missed out on it a couple years ago, but my favorite is the Conrail. So I think those are my favorite.
For Norfolk Southern, I would say the Pennsylvania, hence.
Yeah.
Or the Interstate.
As you guys can't see, he has a Pennsylvania shirt on.
Heritage unit wise, oh goodness. I think that maybe, yeah, it's tough because I've seen a few of them. Ones that we have not seen for a while. The Olympic torch units, I've seen both of them.
Yep.
The Rio Grande. or Grande, however you want to say it.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
then there was, for a short time, I've seen the original Amtrak 66, the Phase 2.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Until it got its lights knocked out. And the Northwestern Heritage Inn because 1995 is also my birth date.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. And the last question that he wants to know: what is your favorite steam engine?
All right.
Do we have to do this again?
I think we already went.
I think we already went through it, but let's just say it again,
Just say
just
it
for the
again,
sake
yeah.
of it.
All right. Ready?
2, 3.
Big boy. Okay. Yeah, it's your turn. Yeah, I'll fix it later.
I fixed it.
Okay, good.
All right. Okay, the names are getting longer right here.
Oh,
4014, the Boss steam locomotive says, when is your next trip to Downers Grove Main Street?
That's a good question.
I would probably say like sometime late in the fall. Would you think?
Maybe.
Yeah, late in the fall. We'll try and make that happen.
Either for a regular day or maybe rush hour, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I gotta go there one day.
All right, Aaron, it's your turn.
Almost down to the last few.
Yeah, we're getting down to the last few.
This ones are shorter. This guy, James Lee,
Okay.
he has 4 questions.
Okay.
So his first question is, have you been to Rochelle? That's a given yes.
Yes,
So
we've all been to Rochelle. Yes.
Plenty of time.
In fact, Ben has been to Rochelle during the Big Boy.
In a sense.
Yes.
Not literally during the actual big boy, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, I filmed it when it came in.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen that video yet, my opinion about it, like, there had to be over 2,000 plus people there. It was like
Easily.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for the train crew, honestly.
Yeah. All right. What's the next question?
So the next question is, when are you going back to Rondout?
Ooh, we were actually at Roundout not too long ago at the time of this recording, but we will try to go to Roundout again, maybe sometime late after September, maybe sometime in the fall or late fall, something like that. So we'll try to go back to Roundout by then.
How many of the UP and NS Heritage Units have you caught? My record, 5 of the 6.
For Union Pacific.
For Union Pacific.
Okay.
For NS, I've caught 7 of the 20.
Okay. I had to think about how many Norfolk Southern Heritage Units I've seen already. So I know I have I've seen a quarter of the 20 of them. So I think maybe no, it's 5. Yeah. It's 5 Norfolk Southern Heritage Units that I've seen. I think I saw 2 or 3 of them in the lead at one point. Yeah. And then for Union Pacific, I've seen all of them, luckily, and that happened not too long ago. So I actually happened to see all the Union Pacific Heritage Units last year.
I have almost got all the Union Pacific Heritage Units and barely the Norfolk Southern units, but for the UP I've caught the 1995, the Northwestern, the Mopac, the Rio Grande. I vaguely saw the Western Pacific, and I've got the Katy. I have not caught the Southern Pacific unit yet.
Okay.
So you have 5 of 6.
And Norfolk Southern wise, I barely caught them. I mean, the Conrail one was my first one. I've seen the N&W. I've seen the New York Central, Monongahela. Sorry if I say that wrong. The Pensy, and the Erie.
Yeah,
those are the ones that I've caught so far
we're all
from my
kinda
memory.
even.
Yeah, we're all kind of like even as far as like Norfolk Southern Heritage
Absolutely.
Units go.
Okay, so those final questions. Have you ever been to any other state to catch trains? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we have.
New York.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
Jersey.
Pennsylvania. Let's see, Nebraska. I've been
You kind of can put Iowa in there.
Iowa, yes, Iowa. Well, I'm counting actual.
Yeah, let me see. So, excluding
A
Illinois.
little bit of Kentucky
Hey.
itself.
Yeah, so excluding Illinois. Iowa, Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin. I feel like I'm missing one more.
Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming. Yeah, thank you.
Utah.
Utah. Thank you. So that's 7.
Yeah.
So that's all I can think of at the top of my head.
All right. So Wisconsin, Ohio, Indiana, Washington D.C., Pennsylvania. I've also interesting. I've even watched trains in Hawaii one time.
Oh wow.
Oh wait, yeah. I actually
I
did see a train in Hawaii, so I think that might count for me. So that's 8.
Okay, I was trying to get that little banner picture out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. This is from Mindless Shark.
Okay.
Good username, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And he has 2 questions for us. What is your favorite railfanning moment of this year? Answer on 3. Do you have to do this again?
Yes, we do.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Big boy! Okay, so that takes care of that. Oh, this is a good one. How did you get into railfanning?
Oh. Also my Pennsylvania trip to Altoona, actually.
Yeah.
That's kind of the real thing that actually, like, we actually spent 2 days at the Horseshoe Curve.
Okay. I think for me, how I started railfanning, it actually started as a young kid. The other day, at the time of this recording, my mom was showing me some of my old video footages that I did as a young kid, and sometimes she let me use her camera to film the trains out in Grays Lake and all along the Milwaukee District North Line. And I also think that the time when my grandpa and I used to watch trains too, so I think that's really kind of how it got started. But for me, I think it's when I started filming trains and just posting them to Instagram, and you know, something just wasn't right for me, and then I just took the big step up to YouTube, and here we are now. We got over 2,000 YouTube subscribers, and I couldn't be more happier.
You know, you're catching up with me.
Surprisingly, yes. I didn't have any idea until now.
But there's no competition.
Yeah, there's no competition with
We're
us.
only there to produce videos just so everybody could enjoy his videos,
Yep.
and my videos.
Yes,
We
of
just
course.
do it just for the enjoyment. We're not
Yeah.
in for a competition.
This is
or
no
anything.
competition, guys. So
We're just here to enjoy.
Yeah,
it.
we're here
This
to
ain't a
have fun.
Discovery documentary, okay?
Exactly.
Not yet.
And then the ones breed in the wild to film the trains, and they strike with their cameras.
You got that right.
Oh yeah.
So what about you, Ben? How did you get started?
But vaguely it was at the old Railfanning Museum because my mom has a picture of me with my fingers in my ears.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sure we have a picture of all of us just like over there.
Can I scream now?
Yeah.
I did too.
And I think it was also my trip to Washington, D.C. because my favorite thing to do was to film on the Washington, D.C. Metro. I got yelled at a lot because you can't film on the trains. And my best moment was at the Washington, D.C. Metro on Amtrak's Union Station because you got to see all the trains coming in and out. I actually remember, I think vaguely, an AEM7 that was still in Phase 3. And I even got the opportunity, nobody knows really about this, that I had the opportunity to go into the Amtrak Acela Express cab. Blew the horn by accident. And
By accident?
and to view the whole entire train. I think that it's probably the most coolest high-speed train that so far
In the United States.
even though they broke down a lot. But
Yeah.
it's a step into the future that they're getting close to, and I'm hoping the new one, which would be coming out in the next couple years from right now, would be better and faster.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Is it your turn, Ben?
yes, it's turn.
Okay. Getting down to the end of our questions here, guys.
Yeah, I believe there are 4 questions left.
Okay.
Well, 3 now in the box, but okay. Very nice name for this one. Chessie the Railfanning Cat. When are you going to Railfan in Elmhurst?
Elmhurst.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be.
Another hot spot in Chicago. I
Yeah,
would
it is
say.
a hot spot in Chicago. I would probably say that we will probably be out there
Maybe later in the winter.
maybe later this month or maybe later in the year. But we have so many things that we're going to try and do later in the year. So we'll let you know we'll let you know as soon as possible. And if you guys are not following us, or if you guys are not communicating with us on YouTube, go ahead and find us in the community tab. So we post some fun polls there. We also post our Railfanning schedule, so you can find us on trackside if you want to come meet us for a day or something. So come interact with us. We love interacting with all of you guys. So if you come to the community tab, and if you don't know where to find it, I'll probably, I don't know, have the producers put some sort of links or something. I don't know where they're going to put it, if they're going to put it on my hands or whatever. So go ahead and communicate with us on our community tab.
And it's likely that we might organize another big Railfan meetup like I did in Rochelle this summer.
yeah.
So hopefully
Yeah.
we'll maybe do something like that together for a big extravaganza
Yeah.
event just to enjoy the day.
And unfortunately, when Ben tried to put his meetup together, obviously I had to take a last-minute vacation with my family.
And I was at work.
Yeah, so there was unfortunately not a chance that we could be there with him. But but there's something that we'll definitely work on like later in the year or even next year.
But if you're going to go in Elmhurst, I've spent a whole 12 hours there. You can get up to maybe 50 trains a day there.
Oh,
that includes
easily,
Metro.
Easily. And Proviso Yard is right there, so you may never know what you're going to see.
Yeah, so you could always go.
Signals in both directions if you get a good shot.
Yeah.
Alright, Aaron, grab the next question.
We'll run down to the last one. Here's a small one. Okay, here we go.
Oh, it's one of our buddies.
Alright, one of our other buddies, Santa Fe 669. So, yeah. So he says Fond du Lac or Byron Hill for,
What do you think?
So you know that line.
Yep.
Honestly, I've yet to hit either spot.
Okay.
But I know Fond du Lac is good because you got the yard and you can see what's staged there. And Byron Hill for the SD40 helpers.
Yeah, where is Fond du Lac?
What?
Where's Fond du Lac?
Yeah.
On the.
If I've
It's
said
in
that
Wisconsin.
right. Oh, I've actually never been there or heard of it.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
drove by it.
I think for me, well, I know this last time I was there, I didn't have a good experience because I was smelling some really bad things in the air.
And that's kind of what he's mentioning.
Yeah. So I
know
think
what you're referencing, man.
Yeah. So I know your reference, but I think if I were to have to pick, I think Byron Hill is probably gonna have to be
I probably would.
my favorite, just because of the beautiful scenery that happened there too. So
Then
minus the whatever I was smelling over there.
probably just farmers.
Yeah.
Probably farmers.
Alright, so we are down to 2 questions left. I'm going to have Ben pick out the next question, and I will finish it off with the last one.
Yeah,
Alright,
let's do that.
alright, I have the second to last question.
Okay.
And alright. Branson Jones says, what's your dream rail fanning spot to go to?
Might actually have to hit up Washington State. That's what I would say. Washington State, or maybe somewhere in Canada.
Okay. Say dream rail fanning spot?
Yeah. What's your dream rail fanning spot to go to?
Okay.
Virtually anywhere.
I would probably say, and I kind of mentioned this earlier in the video, I think one of the dream spots I want to go to is, I want to go to one of those places in California where I can go to a beach while filming trains.
That's one of those.
Yeah, because honestly, when I think about filming trains off trackside, it's like my walk on the beach. And that's why I say I want to go to a beach where I can still film trains. So I think that might be a perfect dream spot for me.
Oh goodness. I wouldn't say dream spot, but I really would not know, honestly, because there's places that I really would like to go to some of these days. Maybe the Grand Canyon Railway, Cobras and Toltec, Durango and Silverton. Like any good places, that it would be good to just watch trains, because you can't always go everywhere you can.
Yeah, if you're starting in this hobby, just remember you're not going to get everything at the first time.
No.
Not everybody can get everything on camera, as long as it's on the internet.
Yep.
You don't have to be mad that it's there because you didn't get it.
Yeah.
All right.
Last question.
The final question, guys, is right here. Yeah, drum roll, please. A little emphasized, but okay. Okay, another question from one of our buddies, the Rail Aviator 777,
All right.
and he wants to know Chesterton or BNSF racetrack.
Let's see. I don't think this is a troll question, but I think I'd say Chesterton, honestly.
Yeah, this one's.
I've yet to get to that spot, but I would not mind trying that.
Well, we'll work out something.
We'll get there.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one for me because Chesterton. I had more luck on the BNSF than Chesterton, surprisingly.
Well,
So, yeah. So I would probably say the BNSF is probably my preference.
but we'll see.
Yeah.
I maybe would want to go to Chesterton. I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it, but if you want to do it locally, then BNSF racetrack, because
If you want to go local, yes.
if you want to watch, if everybody it's good to go on the BNSF in the afternoon just to watch trains, because it's something called the Dinky Parade.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
it's the rush hour.
And if you guys don't know what he's talking about by dinky, he's talking about Metros.
Which I'm sure they do.
Alright guys, that's it for questions. We'd like to again thank you all for sending in your questions. We appreciate it, and we had so much fun answering your questions, and hopefully if this video goes well, we may do one again. So again, I will put links to these guys' YouTube channel so you can go check out what they're doing. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat for more exclusive railroad content. So, thanks for watching, guys.